Hi, I'm Kelly Abley. I'm a school counselor here at Vinton County High School, and I am one of the people who sponsor the Collar Run. We've done it 2 years in a row now in honor of Keith Palmer, a biology teacher that was here for many years, and we all loved, all the teachers and students who had him. Keith was a tremendous person, always humble, always sweet, always kind, always had a great story and a smile and this great bellowing laugh. We loved him. All of us loved him. Last year some students wanted to do a color run, and Mr. Palmer passed away around the time of that decision to do that run. So that's the reason why we are offering the color run as a way to kind of promote his scholarship fund and give the kids a chance to have fun while they're doing it. Thank you. Part of today's color run. As you can tell, it's just a small group. It's much more intimate. Those who are most interested in participating and perhaps knew Mr. Palmer and want to be here to honor his life. Those of us who knew him loved him greatly. He was a great man. This is the person who probably loved him most of all, Mrs. Palmer. Say hello, Mrs. Palmer. Hi, guys. Feel free to share anything you'd like to with her about your experiences with Mr. Palmer and his classes and what he meant to you at some point today. She'll be here through the whole run walk experience. Mr. Kite's going to make a couple of comments in a minute, and so will Mr. Arthur. But before we start, just a couple of ground rules. Please remember, if you don't want color or water, just tell the people up the road, no color, no water. If you want it, say, hit me hard or whatever, and they'll nail you. We will save back enough colors so everybody can throw a handful in the air at the end, okay? You're going to get messy. I hope you've all brought a change of clothes so that you can, you have to have change of clothes. You can't go back in the building with any color on you or on any buses. Jen, would you like to say anything?
Keith really enjoyed working out here at the school, and he enjoyed you students so much. He talked about guys all the time, and the ones that maybe never knew him, this was his calling. He was a coal miner for 27 years, and when the coal mines closed, he already had an engineering degree, but he wanted to be a school teacher. So he went back, got his master's, become a school teacher, and it was really the best thing that ever happened in his life when it came to work. And he could have worked maybe someplace closer because we live in Athens, and he liked working at Vinton County. He loved all of the staff and all of the students, and he enjoyed his work every day. So thank you all for coming out. Appreciate this. God bless you all.
I can't think of anybody that ever said anything negative about him. And the reason for that is Mr. Palmer, and if you take nothing else from this, Mr. Palmer was so incredibly positive. Yeah, I mean, now it seems like the longer I go, the more negativity I run into. Mr. Palmer didn't have any of that. All right, he was the most positive person I think I ever met. He always had something nice to say, you know, something positive to say to you. He was always there to pick people up. He wasn't pulling people down. All right, you know, I mean, we're talking about someone who the last few years of his life, you know, battled a terrible illness, and every time I talked to him, he was telling me how great he was doing. You know, the treatment's working really well. This works. I remember when it came back, you know, the second time, I was like, man, I hate to hear that. He said, no. He said that it's good. He goes, they've got to redo my chemo schedule. This works better with my schedule. You know, I mean, that was just the type of person that he was. And if you take nothing else from this event, you know, to take into life with you, take that positivity. All right, take his level of positivity and his outlook on life, because you can't have a much better one than he had. All right? He would have fun, remember the reason that we're here, and enjoy yourself.
Talk about Mr. Palmer. I can't say anything more than what Mr. Kite says about him and the positive attitude that he had. And he was also thankful. He was thankful for what he had, and he didn't care about what he didn't have. Didn't need to. He was thankful for you. He was thankful for his family. He was thankful for his colleagues. So in this job, you have up days and you have down days. At school, you have good days and you have bad days. Your teachers, we have good days and bad days. When you're having a bad day, head down to that trophy case across from the restrooms. Keith Palmer's there. It's what I do. So if you take something from what I say, remember that. Be thankful for what you have and don't worry about what you don't. It'll take care of itself. All right? So let's have some fun. And let's not make a mess going back in our school.
Yeah,
How about that?
Color of the building. Come down here and change clothes.
Saturday. I didn't. Go, come back. I got it.
Your color?
Yeah! Oh my god! You don't look like you're running, but we might cover you in color.
No, we don't. You want color? No. Bad idea for what you're Oh my god. Line, guys, line. Oh yeah, the line. A lot of people. Here! Here! You guys want color? Yeah! Oh my god, there's so many of them.
Back up, sorry.
I forgot to bring something else to wear.
Okay.
Last, no color. We all surrender. Surprise, you get more. Oh, yes. Yeah.
No pain.
I get out of the way. Water. I don't want to It's in my mouth. It's in my mouth. Forget me again. More water. More water. My back. All right. I want more water. Hey, I need this bag. Thank you. Thinking that she didn't hear. I don't need to go home until like 10 o'clock. Ow!